kids, it's 2013. We all survived the apocalypse. Who knew? And yes, it's Misty Eyez, and I'm your Queen Thursday for Queens of the Week. Tonight's topic is the New Year's resolution. Do you believe in it? Have you done it? Have you ever done it, and what were they? Did you keep them? Yes, and yes. It's funny because when I go to a New Year's Eve party, the last thing on my mind is ever, what's my New Year's resolution? But have I ever done them? Yes, absolutely. I'm always about self-improvement. I'm always about change. I'm always about becoming bigger and better and more in tune with myself. And yes, absolutely. Especially a year when everyone's supposed to die last month. Yeah. Definitely bigger and better and more self-improvement. I think the first New Year's resolution I ever remember keeping, and it's funny because most of my resolutions I actually keep for an extended period of time, but the first resolution I really remember, I don't remember what year it was, but it was several years ago. I remember whenever somebody would tell me, it was right after I came out of the closet, and I hated myself. I felt that God hated me. I felt that everybody hated me, the church, my family. And whenever somebody would hit on me or tell me I was attractive or tell me they're in love with me or want to be with me, I would think to myself, God, why? I don't deserve love. And that was what my first resolution that I truly remember keeping was, you know what? Everybody deserves love. Even the Bible says everyone deserves to be loved. I definitely kept that, and I learned to love myself so that I could be capable of loving other people. Because how is somebody supposed to fall in love with you if you don't even love yourself? Anyways, that was the first resolution I really remember keeping. I don't remember. They're always silly, but I think it was 3 years ago I made the New Year's resolution that I wouldn't date anybody for a single year. I mean, it was after a terrible breakup with a bipolar, manic depressive, judgmental, emotionally abusive person, and my New Year's resolution was to not date anyone for a year. I didn't swear off men. I'm not a lesbian. In fact, I do enjoy the company of men, but I didn't want to tie down. I didn't want to be with anyone because I think that a lot of times, like me for example, I definitely am a romantic, and I definitely believe in the growing old and, you know, Cinderella fairy tale story. And I think that my problem was the second I found somebody that was good on paper, I tried to force it into reality, and it wasn't good. So I'm like, you know what, no men for a full year. And that year, I definitely kept that. No boyfriends, no anything. What was my last year's New Year's resolution? Oh, I remember. Last year, my New Year's resolution was to go to a doctor, to start getting medical health and dentists and chiropractors and things like that, which I did keep. And for those of you who don't know, but I've often talked about my ankle problems, and I didn't know what was going on with my life. For the past, I guess, 7 years. It started happening in, well, maybe the first really big one was 2005, but yeah, for the past 7 years or 8 years, since 2005, I had severe ankle problems where like once a year it would flare up so bad that I couldn't walk for like 5 days, and I couldn't wear high heels for like months, and it would constantly flare up and really immobilize me, and I didn't know what was going on, and I would just, you know, for a full year I just wore flats, and cute flats, but still flats, and I started to Google and self-educate and self-diagnose, I guess, what my problem was, and the only thing I could really come up with was gout, which is funny because gout doesn't really affect people under 40, and stereotypically. And this happened to me in 2005. Hello? Like half of 40. So, can you draw my blood and test it? He goes, yeah, but what do you think is wrong? I'm like, I think I have gout. And he's like, no, you don't have gout. And I'm like, but this is why. And I told him that in 2005, this happened, blah, 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 blah. And then in 2008, and then in 2007, this happened. And then in 2008 happened. And then 2000, it just keeps coming back like once a year where it feels like my entire foot is shattered glass. Like it's so bad I can't even stand on it. Like I have to crawl to the bathroom. And it rotates between my toe, the entire foot, to my heel, to my ankle, to the top of my foot, to my big toe. And so he's like, oh, that does sound like gout. So I'm like, well, can you draw my blood and find out? Because I don't want to self-diagnose. I mean, I'm pretty much sure, 99% sure that after everything I've read and studied, this is what I have. But I just want you to test my blood and find out. And he was like, sure, yeah, but you're too young for gout, which would explain why every doctor before that never drew my blood would tell me it's in my head. Which really pissed me off because guess what? I can't fucking walk. It's not in my head. It means I can't work, I can't do whatever. And, it was really, really frustrating because when the doctor tells you it's in your head, then your family and your boyfriend or whoever you're with in your life all think it's in your head. And bitch, I was not faking this. This is the worst pain I can ever imagine. And I mean, the wind blows on your foot and it's hurting. You can't move it at all. And the doctor pulled my blood and he's like, well, the lab's closed now, but I will call you tomorrow with your results. And he called and he's like, on a scale of 1 to 8, you have a 7.5. And I was like, oh my God, does that mean I'm going to have another attack? Because I just had one during gay days. Meanwhile, I'm at gay days, Magic Kingdom, in a wheelchair. How embarrassing is that? Especially when people recognize you. You're like, oh my God, hi. But I still went because I had friends that were going. I'm like, look guys, I can't walk, I'm not going. And then I'm like, fine, I'm gonna go, but I have to get a wheelchair because I can't walk at all. Not to the car, not to the ride, nowhere. I just can't. And so thank God I finally went to a doctor this year and found out what has been troubling me since 2005. I have gout. A rich white man's disease, apparently, is what they call it, which I'm neither I'm not a rich person at all, and I'm not old, so anyways, but I am glad to know what I have, and I'm now on medication for it, and I take it every day at the same time, and my ankle hasn't troubled me in like 2 months. It's like a miracle. I'm so glad I went to a doctor, but I still don't have insurance, and I still don't have like a physical and whatever, but I've at least seen medical care this year. What would be my 2013 resolution? For New Year's Eve, the whole ball dropping thing, I was on the microphone saying, hey, guess what, everyone? We survived the apocalypse. We survived, blah, blah, blah. Let's bring in the new year with love. Let's bring in the new year with love. I kept saying that. I don't know why I just kept saying, let's love each other in 2013. And yes, that would be my New Year's resolution. Open myself for love. I've been very closed for the last 2 years. Granted, I've been pained. But also I've been really turned off by some of my friends who have new boyfriends every week or every 2 weeks. It's disgusting to me. I find it repulsive. How do you have a new boyfriend every fucking time I see you? It's disgusting. So I'm like, I'd rather be single than have a boyfriend, and it's really hard to date somebody that is well known or quote unquote a celebrity, and but this year I think I'm going to open myself to the thought of maybe settling down with someone. Today, a friend of mine posted a YouTube video. It was an hour and 15 minutes. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch this, but I clicked on it just to see what it was about, and I got sucked into it. I'll actually link it here for you because I think that if you are truly trying to understand what the homosexual mind is going through, especially if they're a gay Christian, this person just really, it's a sermon in a church, I think in Kansas City, and this kid who's 21 years old wrote the sermon about homosexuality in the Bible, and it really was like, whoa. And the first part of the verse was like, you know how the Bible says, as in Genesis, he doesn't want man to be alone. He wants man to cohabitate. And he creates him a partner. And I don't know, like, I guess I'm kind of in the point in my life now where I am getting older enough to get gout, even though I'm not the age that you're supposed to first start getting gout, and I got gout in 2005, but yeah, so I'm not old, but I am definitely at the mature mindset where I do believe that I might be capable of settling down with someone and growing old together and sharing my life, sharing the good times and the bad times, and I'm open to that thought. Whereas before I was like, I don't want a boyfriend, you know, blah, 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 because, I don't know, like, I would love to adopt kids. I think not in 2013, but, you know, one day, maybe have a surrogate mother and mix our sperm together and have a baby. Like, I don't know, like, there's so many things that go through my brain, and I think that in the year 2011 and 2012, I was so, like, burned or hurt or whatever that I was like, no, I'm not open to the thought. I will never have another boyfriend. But I think I'm kind of open to that thought now. On the RuPaul's Drag Race cruise, there was a huge Olympic athlete that was 6'7" that chased me around the entire boat and really made me feel wanted again. He's straight, and so therefore our relationship would never truly work more than, you know, an hour. But I'm really open to the idea and the concept of maybe possibly finding somebody again. Maybe it won't be in 2013, maybe it won't be in 2014, but I'm definitely opening my heart. I'm not unlocking the door completely, but I guess I'm open to the possibility, the endless wonder. Who knows? We'll see. You know, I think that, I don't know. I think that's my New Year's resolution, is to not be so jaded, I guess. To open my mind and accept love, be free for love. I'm not actively looking for it. I think that if a man truly wants me, he will definitely have to chase me and let me know that he does want me and he is interested. But I guess if he's interested, I'm interested in the possibility. You know, 2012 was an amazing year for me. It was also a horrible year. I mean, it had so many amazing highlights. I went on the RuPaul's Drag Race cruise with Alan Chuck Travel. It was amazing. I met some amazing fans and people that have been watching my videos, and I had some amazing conversations. I went to Miss Continental this year, and it was definitely a life experience. One that I mean, what happened to me, I would never wish on anybody, because I didn't have my evening gown until moments before I left for prelim night. And final night, I was locked out of my room, long story short. Somebody's credit card didn't go through, and I was in the lobby until 45 minutes before I had to be in the pageant. So I'm on stage praying to God that I don't make top 12. Because it was so traumatic. Like, my whole experience was overwhelmed. And the funny thing is, I didn't miss top 12 by that far. And so if I did a national pageant and nearly made top 12, with the amount of stress that I was going under, I'm definitely going back, is the point of my story. It won't probably, I'm 99% sure it's not going to be 2013, because another thing that flipped me over is I had to move, and I had to pay 2 different apartments rent for 4 months, and I'm really strapped financially this year. But 2013 is going to be a year of change. It's going to be a year of blessings. It's going to be a year of love. And I'm speaking that on everyone. And I hope that all the men and women in the audience, and or anybody in between, really truly takes the determination to, like, you know what, divide, conquer, and just be the best that you can be. Claim 2013 for yourself. It was a year that supposedly, according to the Mayans, wasn't supposed to exist. So take that year, make it whatever you want. Make that year magical. I definitely plan on being on the RuPaul's Drag Race cruise again this year. So if you want to be in my group, let me know, or let Alan Chuck know, and I'm sure that they'll put you in my group. And yeah, let's see what else 2013 holds for me. Bigger and better, and we'll see. And I'm wishing all of you that are watching this video the same. I hope that you truly have love, find love, get love, give love, have love, share love, and all around encompass love. Let's make 2013 about love. Give love, have love, be love. Why not? Anyways, loving you is easy, and that was Misty Eyez with Queens of the Week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.